everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Bethany. If you're new here, I do a lot of content on my days as an MLM hun, my days buying into the scam of manifestation, and sometimes I throw in a little opera, makeup, and fashion stuff at the end. So if that sounds like something you're into, please hit the subscribe button. Also, brand new, I do have a Google form now. So if you look in the video description, you will see a Google form where you can send me things you come across on social media, whether it's MLM huns being crazy or manifestation nonsense, any type of like life coach scam, any type of that kind of stuff. I am here for it. So welcome back. I'm so excited you're here. Today, we're going to get back into what Amy Mashburn is up to, because it is not enough to be at the top of a pyramid scheme for 14 years. She has to continue victimizing people. She has to continue getting other people to pay her bills so she can maintain her lifestyle, her level of ego, and feeling of self-importance. So we have some stuff from her today, and let's just get right into it. This is from her story.
A lot of women and talk to a lot of women who have had business coaches or have had coaches in the past or have hired people. Oh my gosh, one person in my DM said she paid some dude like almost $5,000 because he was like preaching this like real estate Instagram guru situation. There's so many people out there that are claiming, still using my Post-its, that are claiming that like, you know, their strategy is going to work. And if you do this and you micro niche or you know, blah, 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 like you're guaranteed to grow and have success, which is a very compelling selling point. However, first of all,
so when she was in Beachbody, she would do the same thing. She would say, if you do this and this and this, you're guaranteed to have success. It is so simple. It is so duplicatable. If you do your personal development, if you are a product of the product, and if you invite people and you're authentic on social media and you do everything that I did, then you are guaranteed to be successful. And that is how she conned so many people into joining her business, into joining her downline so they could fund her lifestyle. First piece of advice, if you have a small business and you are looking to grow on social media and you're looking for a branding expert or a business coach or any type of person to help you scale your small business, do not choose a former MLM hun, because just the fact that they were at the top of an MLM tells you that they don't care if you make money as long as they make money. Because 95 to 99% of her downline didn't make any profit or lost money doing Beachbody, doing the exact same things she did, won't work for them because they didn't get in at the top of the pyramid. And this is my opinion, but she has to know. And she can deny it to herself all she wants, but she knew that most of her downline was not making money. And whether she has admitted to it or if it's still under the surface, she knew that for 14 years, she was getting rich off of other people's losses, other people's hard work, other people barely making it, and maybe making a little bit of money, but getting this frustration because they're stuck at the same level for so long. There's no way she didn't know that. Even if she won't admit it to herself, she knows it on some level. So why would you go to her to help make more money in your business when she is someone who is proven to not care if the people she is helping make any money as long as she makes money? Just the fact that you were at the top of the MLM for 14 years tells me that.
a lot of these people have never actually, and I say this constantly, but I'm going to remind you that a lot of people who are selling Instagram growth or social media strategy have never actually grown a business beyond saying that. So of course they're growing because it's like, no, they're growing because they're growing from teaching, saying that if you follow me, I'll show you how to grow in social media. So naturally people are following them because they want to grow in social media, not because they actually have like a business.
The irony is just incredible, because that is exactly how she built her pyramid in Beachbody, is telling people, I have the way for you to live this fancy life. I have the way for you to live the life that I have of being this traveling nomad and being able to afford to stay at home with my kids and being able to afford hair extensions and lip filler and all these, this fancy house that I bought and to live in Puerto Rico, like all the things that she did. Like that's how she built her business. And now it's not a business, but that's how now she's turning around and saying, oh, all these people on social media who are promising you that they have the secret to wealth, like, of course they're scamming you and they're getting rich off of selling you the secret to wealth, as if she didn't just do the same exact thing for 14 years. And it's really interesting to me that you are launching this new program, Amy, and the first thing that you have to do to sell it is to say how everyone else is a scammer and you're better and different. It's such an MLM thing to do. When I was in Beachbody, I would look at these other MLMs and be like, well, of course that one's a scam. Like I even watched Lula Rich and I was like, well, of course LuLaRoe is a scam, because why would you want to spend $5,000 on a startup cost when you could spend $160 with Beachbody? And, leggings aren't a consumable product, but Shakeology is. And, it's much easier to turn a profit and blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, we're different, we're different. And the cognitive dissonance to be like, we're not like the other scams. That's the first sign that you are selling a scam. If the whole industry is being accused of being scammy and you have to be like, well, here's why I'm not that way. You are that way. You are that way.
Whether it be like Etsy, coaching, a service or whatever, that they're actually trying to connect with people. So it's a very different animal, obviously. And then saying that you can take their tactics that they have done to grow an account in 6 months from zero to whatever, when they're only talking about growing on social media, and apply it to your small business or your social selling business.
What small business have you ever started? Because you have never owned a business. You're an independent contractor with Beachbody. And Carl took that away from you, like you pointed out in the video we already reacted to.
It's one of the biggest scams I'm seeing out there.
So
why the 5-step custom content strategy works is because it is, first of all, it's not niched. It's not micro niche. It's not whatever they're fucking saying out there. It is you're building your brand. Key, especially when you're building a brand or a social media following for business versus like for teaching some esoteric thing.
You are teaching an esoteric thing. That's the thing, is you're trying to say like, oh, I have this 5-step strategy, but again, someone who was at the top of an MLM for 14 years, if her 5-step strategy doesn't work for you, who is she going to blame? You. As someone who is in her downline, if I followed her strategies, and I did, so I had a branding call with her that I earned because you couldn't just get FaceTime with these people who are at the top. Their egos are so huge. They're the type of people that's like, just being in my presence is something you have to earn because my vibration is so high. It's just going to make you rich just from being in my vibration. And so I earned a call with her and we went over branding strategies for me to grow my Beachbody business. And I implemented those strategies, and guess what? It didn't work because multi-level marketing is not designed for more than 1 to 3, maybe 5%, really 1% of people to make money. And the reason those 1% can make money is because everyone else is struggling. And anyone who complained or anyone who brought their concerns up and was like, this isn't working, I feel stuck, I've been stuck at the same rank forever, she would blame it on them. Why aren't you more like me? Why don't you do more personal development? I have personal development coming in an IV. I'm hooked up to an IV of personal development. And that's how I'm so successful. And anyone who wasn't successful, it was just automatically their fault. It could not be the structure of the business. It was automatically their fault. So if her 5-step branding doesn't work for you, she's going to tell you it's your fault. And I'm sure this thing has no refunds.
And that you're actually like going to have to like, have customers and have conversations and actually have to like, create something with it, is that the way that I see it and the way that I teach it and the way that, it's worked for me and thousands of others is that you are creating over
thousands of others? Thousands, Amy? How many people in your downline were successful in Beachbody? Meredith, Moira, who was 2 levels below you, Aaron Hopkins, who was 3 levels below you. Even some of her top performers left before Beachbody went under. They left to go to Arbonne, to other companies because they couldn't make it happen in Beachbody. And every time someone would leave, she would go live in her team page and talk about how they were like so low vibration. And if they had just been hooked up to personal development the way she was, and like, don't be a 4th quarter quitter and all of these things, like thousands of people, you did not help thousands. You had thousands of people in your downline for sure that made you rich. You didn't make any of them rich.
Vibe or theme, a thibe. You're creating a thibe. It's a theme and a vibe. And in my masterclass, I teach this. I made that up, by the way. It's not real. Don't quote me on that. I made a word now. I teach the 5-step custom content strategy because you need a customized approach, because you are dynamic. We are all individuals. We are all unique. That's what
she never took a customized approach with people in Beachbody, because especially by the time I joined, she was way too big of a deal to work one-on-one with people. And again, you were at the top of an MLM. You have never built a small business. You've never built a small business. She does have a vibe. She does have a theme. She does have a vibe on her Instagram. She has a very clear brand on her Instagram. But again, she has 140,000 followers, which may sound like a lot to us peasants out here. But when it comes to influencers and building a business that can really make money, if you're using social media as a vehicle, that's micro influencer at this point. And there are so many people on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, that can offer branding courses that have millions of followers, and they weren't in MLMs. So
it makes our personal brand so important, especially if you're doing it for business. And yeah, you will grow this way. It just won't be of your creativity, your energy, your ability to grow beyond whatever it is that you're talking about. I mean, this usually creates burnout. It usually creates like feeling of being suffocated. Sure, it might work for you short term, but long term, the way that I've stayed consistent with social media for 14 years without burnout, without having like dramatic entrances and
is that you had a downline supporting you financially. That's how you stayed consistent, because you were earning so much money off of your downline. You could focus on your content. You could focus on just these systems where when you recruited people, you just put them in your system. A lot of top coaches in Beachbody have their own version of new coach or new partner onboarding that they just put people into. And I never had as massive of a downline or as many recruits as she did. And even I like just put people in that because I didn't have time to work one-on-one with people. And she definitely didn't. I know her systems. I was in her downline. I know what she recommended people to do. And it worked for about 1% of people, because it's not about her and her unique branding that made her successful. It's about the time that she got in. And did she capitalize on it? Sure. And she does have a good brand? Sure. Did she work hard? Sure. But so did so many other people. And when you are in an MLM, you look around and you're like, why am I not having the success that someone like Amy is having when I also have a very clear brand, when I'm also working really hard? And I would start to look at other people and be like, oh, well, this coach over here is having a lot of success because she had a post go viral. And you start to notice that. And then you look around and you're like, maybe because Instagram at the time, when I was in it, Instagram was the top. This was before TikTok. Instagram was the top platform. And I was like, if I had a six pack, or if my stomach was just like as flat as Amy's or as some of these other top coaches, then maybe. And I like I feel very lucky that I still have like an okay relationship with my body, and then it didn't evolve into something dangerous. But you start to notice the same 20 people filtering through the top 10. Usually about half the top 10 would be the same, and the other half would kind of be different faces, but would always be the same about 20 or so people. And most of them had been in Beachbody since the early period, like 2008, 2009, 2010 period, when like P90X launched and they turned it into an MLM. And like once the people started, then when P90X launched, then those are the people that are at the top. And it tells you everything you need to know, right? Like, once you get there, it is easy to stay there. And that's how she was able to not burn out, because the people who burned out were the people who were not making money, who were trying so hard to make money.
Exits from social media with being able to use it as a creative outlet while also bringing in income. And by making it my full-time job is just by being my authentic self.
Social media was not your full-time job. Being a top Beachbody partner was your full-time job, which means your downline was where the majority of your paycheck came from. And I know because I was in your diamond group and I literally saw your paychecks, and most of it was from your downline, not from your sales.
And having fun and throwing out all of those rules.
By the way, the Instagram bleeping is always so like, I heard the whole word. Didn't you guys hear the whole word? The Instagram. That's just what Instagram stories does. If you cuss in your Instagram story, it will automatically censor it, but the beep will happen like at a different time. So you still hear the word.
And just showing you just the way to post and way to create content so that it hits on everything you need to hit to grow, but also to get your message across, grow your personal brand, grow your business. And this is how you grow a following for business. So versus growing a following, just to fucking grow a following and then to sell growing a following is a big difference.
I do want to make one more note on those two Instagram stories that she said several times to help you grow your social selling business. So she is not only marketing herself as someone who can help you with branding for your business, your legitimate business. She's marketing herself as an MLM business expert. She's making sure to include in her stories, in the things that she's saying, I'm going to help you with your social selling business. Social selling is the latest phrase MLM Huns are using to avoid saying multi-level marketing or network marketing, because the majority of the population is onto them now and is like, yeah, no, that's a scam. So now they're calling it social selling. So people will think it's more affiliate marketing. So many people will refuse to purchase MLM products or get involved with an MLM in any way, shape, or form. So they're saying social selling so that people think you're just an influencer or an affiliate. But no, it's an MLM. And so she has turned into one of the MLM vultures. I have two things to say about that. The first one is, in the video we previously reacted to, she very vehemently said, if it's not your business, you don't own it. It can be taken away from you at any time. And I reacted with like, yeah, duh.
That is brand new information.
Oh, anti-MLM creators have been telling you that for years. You're a 1099 independent contractor. It's not your business. She said vehemently, this is not something you own. You need to own your own business, your own brand, your own thing. And if other people jump to another MLM, I'm going to judge them. She said that. We all heard it, right? Everyone, we all heard it, right? And now she's like, oh, I can help you grow your MLM. Okay, but didn't you just say like it's not good to be in an MLM? You shouldn't do it. You should just make your own business, have your own brand. Secondly, the reason that she is marketing herself to people in social selling is because she did a lot of that following that she has is because she was successful in Beachbody. She was one of the 0.1% of people who made a lot of money in Beachbody. And a lot of her following are people from Beachbody who were not in her downline, who saw her speak at Summit and other events, and people from other MLMs who admired her and thought if they emulated her, they could have success in their MLM. And now she's going after them. So that's a lot of her following. And she wants to cash in on that while knowing that they are unlikely to make any money in their MLM. And also, I'm going to talk about this in my Vultures of MLM series, but people who do this know that there's this whole market of mostly women who are desperate because they really thought that they could be successful in an MLM and they're stuck. They've reached maybe some level. They've reached some rank that they just can't get past because it's not about your own work. It's about if your downline is recruiting people. But at that point, they have been taking in all of the MLM brainwashing and personal development and all of that stuff. And they really believe that the reason they haven't been able to break past that certain level is because of something within them, something within their mindset, that there's something that if they can just unlock it, they will achieve that next level in their MLM. And so they go and they buy these courses from someone who claims to be able to help them have success in an MLM, like Josh Coates, like Brad Bizjack, like that Colleen lady. I forget. I've watched a lot of other anti-MLM content. I love like all the anti-MLM creators on this channel or on this platform on YouTube. It helped me heal a lot. And I learned of some of these other characters from watching other people's channels. And wow, there's so many vultures out there. And Amy is now one of them. So congratulations. So let's take a look at her course because I was gobsmacked. I was absolutely gobsmacked. The No Rules Branding School is a curated marketing program that teaches the art of attraction, marketing, and personal branding for every level, from your first sale to your first 100K. How many people in your downline made 100K in Beachbody? And how many didn't? What's the percentage? You can tell me that you made 100K. That means nothing to me because you've proven that you don't care as long as you make money, whether anyone else does. Okay, you will learn the foundation of not only how to start creating content that resonates with your ideal, I think is what she meant. Maybe proofread your website, but also how to write captions that people actually read, how to develop your own personal brand, and in 12 weeks, you'll have everything you need to increase your income, joy, and influence online. 8 million in revenue, that is deceptive because that's cumulative over her 14 years in Beachbody. And sure, that's a lot. Like I would love to make 8 million in 14 years, but most of that's from having a downline. 14 years in online marketing, 14 years in Beachbody, in network marketing, which is not the same as being someone who works in online marketing, who has a marketing job, who runs the social media for a business or an individual that is not connected to network marketing, a small business, anything like that. 140K on Instagram, I've already mentioned, not really impressive these days. Right here, I've generated over 8 million from social media with no ads. That is an out and out lie. You have not generated 8 million from social media. You generated 8 million from a giant downline in Beachbody, from selling Beachbody products and programs and having your downline buy Shakeology every month and sell Beachbody programs, and having the people you recruit people who recruit people who recruit people who recruit people. And by stacking people under your husband, under your mom, you did not generate 8 million from social media ads. That is such a freaking lie, Amy. Like, stop lying. I can't. What is this? Okay. And this picture is a Beachbody event. This is a Beachbody event. This is not, it's absolutely bananas. Pay in full, $1,497 to do her course, or 3 monthly payments of $597, which, so if you have to do the payment plan, you're spending $1,800 instead of $1,500. So you're spending $300 more. So you're being penalized if you can't come up with $1,500 right away. Oh, look, Klarna available. Where do you get off? I'm looking at my ring light. I'm like, where do you get off? I just can't with this. I missed a, let's remove this. There was one more Instagram story that I missed where she talked about how she's been wanting to do this for so long, even though it just came into fruition and she started working on it 4 months ago. I'm like, oh, that's believable. You've been wanting to do it, just happened to start once Beachbody went under. Like, no, you would have milked that downline for all it's worth for as long as you possibly could. Like get real, Amy. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. Please submit your internet nonsense that you find in the Google form below. We're going to have more Amy. We're going to have some more Beachbody Huns. What are they doing now? Because those were my people, and I want to see what they're up to and what their next grift is, and warn you not to fall for it. So have a great day. Love you guys. Stay warm, and I'll talk to you soon.